Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and do another video for you guys and gals. Let me get a sip of my water first. A beautiful radio voice going, and let's talk about this. All right, so I've added a lot of new exercises recently, and I want to talk about that a little bit. So since I've gone over to body part split, pretty much what we've seen is me introducing exercises people have never seen me do before, or exercises I have not done in a very, very, very long time. And the reason for that is I'm trying to work muscles from every angle possible. And so examples of exercises you guys have seen me add recently have been, the ones that really caught attention up front were the preacher curl, because I bought a preacher bench, the sissy squat, because I bought a sissy squat bench, and then I think now me adding in reverse grip bench press. And these are all kind of slightly different choices. And I think the first two, a lot of people will be confused because of my strength training background and even my history of saying, I don't know about these exercises. But I've had to look at them closely and assess why do people get hurt on these movements. And I think that we need to think about all those, because all three of these movements I listed, they do have a history of injuries, right? Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. They don't have to be high risk. But think about it for a moment. How do we reduce risk on these movements? All right, the reverse bench. Right there. People get hurt on that all the time. They do, but I used to do a lot of reverse benching back when I was younger. And here's the thing that I found with it. Do it inside of a rack, okay? Or do it with 3 spotters. All right, the things to avoid getting hurt is where you place that bar. Right, you've got to keep it stacked over your wrist bone. And if you've learned how to bench correctly, you can carry that over, because then, you end up having to put the bar like this. So your wrist is cocked back, but you've got to keep that bar over the wrist bone, okay, in order to do it correctly. And if you do, you can come up and down. Right, and again, less risk of it falling out. And you've got to hold super tight on that bar. What you cannot afford to have it do is ever roll forward. So you've got to keep the wrist locked back, you've got to keep it there, but you also can't let it get into your hand back here, into your palm. So you've got to keep it angled. So you guys have seen kind of how I grip it when I do it in the clips. So that's an exercise I've added. The other thing to keep in mind with it, if you're going to do it correctly, you have to get really, really far under the uprights, way more than you would on a flat bench. Why? Because you can't unrack it way up here with that position. You've got to unrack it above your chest, like right about here. And then but then you don't have to bring it down that far, because you're touching down here on it. The nature of that lift, we touch really low. And it hits the chest in a completely different way. So people would say, so why take the risk? Because I need a third angle to really hit my chest. Plus I feel that it works my triceps in a completely different way. It's the only press that I feel in the long end of my triceps. And I feel it there. So it's actually really bizarre to me. It's very strange. So because I'm trying to maximize development, to me that's worth it. I'm not doing it as a primary exercise. I always flat bench first. So like today, what I did with it was flat bench, then reverse bench, then my incline. Okay. Also, the other thing is it's actually a really good upper chest exercise, just like the incline. So again, if the goal is overall aesthetics, it's what I'm trying to do, because really that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. I am going to really focus on that. And people can say, well, you tried before. No, I really didn't. I power lifted and threw a little bit of aesthetic stuff in. Keep that in mind, guys. Did you ever see me do preacher curls? Did I ever have an arm day? No. I power lifted with a focus on the big 3. Arms were always done as an afterthought. We didn't focus upon really getting aesthetic or training for bodybuilding. We just threw a little fluff in with power training. Now I'm actually really saying, okay, let's really do this. Push it just as hard as I did the powerlifting training when you guys saw me squat and deadlift over 600. Take it that far. Because this is the first time you guys have ever seen me train actually like a bodybuilder who wants to look like a bodybuilder. It's the first time I've ever done it. And that's why I'm starting to see improvements already. People are commenting, they're noticing pretty quick at this point. And I think it'll continue to do that. But again, I need to work all of those angles. I need to maximally develop every muscle, right? Because that's what bodybuilding is. Obviously proportion and symmetry matter, so there's a bias towards my arms, which are a weak link. But again, you need every muscle to really be developed. You need all the heads of a muscle work. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm working every function of every muscle the best that I can. All 3 heads of the delts have to be paid attention to. Both heads of the bicep need to be paid attention to. All 3 heads of the tricep have to be paid attention to, if I want to have that look. So we're doing that. So the same thing, preacher curls. How do people get hurt on preacher curls? By not locking, right? Doing partials. This is what gets you hurt. Cheating. Laying back with a lift that you can't bring all the way down. Why? Because when the weight accidentally does go too far low, you're not strong enough and you don't have the tendon strength and stuff to handle it, your bicep pops. It's because people cheat. What do you guys see me doing on it? I'm using a 28-pound dumbbell. Because I can barely squeeze out 12 reps with a full range of motion and control with my hand in the right position so that we have tension even at the top, right? All the way up, all the way down. I can only do 12 reps with that. And I am hitting muscle failure at that point. And you guys are watching me turn red and clench my teeth and everything to even get there. Like by rep 9, that's what my face is doing. Because that's all that I can handle through a full range of motion and hit about 11, 12 reps. That's it. That's it. So again, people get hurt on the preacher curl because they ego lift. And yes, friends of mine have torn biceps doing it. I've seen multiple people do it. It's very common. It's all because of ego lifting. It's ego lifting. That's what causes it. And if you ego lift on the preacher bench, yes, you will probably eventually tear a bicep. Give it enough time. So stop ego lifting. And then how about the sissy squat? You see people have torn quads and stuff on it. Why? How are people damaging the knees? Because they're having a knee problem. They're setting the pad too high. Instead of setting it lower, right, so that you can go all the way down and get the deepest full range of motion without damaging your knee, they set the pad too high. That's it. That's why people get hurt on the sissy squat. Do the lift correctly. I don't even feel pain in my knees or quad tendon when I do it. And I'm doing what right now, like sets of 12 of right about what I'm hitting with a 45-pound plate on my chest. Okay? Works great. It feels great in my quads. But again, another example of needing to hit everything from all the angles. I want to make sure I work everything. So I'm doing 3 types of squat pattern movements, one being a squat. And then I'm even doing a single leg extension. Hammering the quads from every angle. Right? Even my chest, I'm working 4 angles. My lats, I'm now doing 4 angles, technically. 4 different exercises. The only thing it's not always getting that is biceps and stuff because I'm doing chin-ups and lat work on a back day. So then when arm day gets here, I do 3 types of curls. But the bicep is a less complicated muscle. It doesn't have as many functions, right? So we just push those 3 functions really hard. But we're also pushing things like weighted chins. We're doing supine grip rows and everything on back day. Again, very arm dominant training. So for those curious, those are 3 of the movements I've added in recently that have drawn some interest. And I thought, let me address those. Let's address the safety and what we're doing with that. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. And I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.